Yep.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call this special called meeting of the Danville City Commission today, Friday, October the 2nd. The hour is 1:30. Do I hear a motion that we move into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. The purpose is for personnel pursuant to KRS 6181-1F.
And once again, so moved, just to be clear.
Let me ask you, let me ask this.
Yeah.
Let me ask this before I call the question. Would you all like to do
Yes.
item 2 first
Yes, yes.
versus item 1?
We don't have
We
it
don't
yet.
have it? Okay.
No.
Well, that answers that.
You don't have
So,
Well,
motion's made and seconded. All in favor of going into executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. We are in executive session.
And it's a special called meeting, so we can't deviate.
I move that we return to regular session.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. We are in regular session. Before us is ordinance number 1956. It's item number 2 on the agenda. Madam Clerk, would you like to read what this is?
This is the first reading of ordinance number 1956, an ordinance amending CDO 2-96 pertaining to the classification plan, compensation plan, and policies and procedures for city personnel.
Thank you, ma'am. Counselor Dexter, you want to talk? Do you want us to have a, first reading today, or are we just talking?
No, we would request that this be a first reading. I'm happy to do the explanation of it before you make a motion to that effect, if you'd
All
like,
right, sir.
before you discuss. The ordinance here recognizes that the city's classification compensation plan requires regular updating and amendment. The city revises it at least annually, but in fact, from time to time, the commission finds it necessary upon recommendation from staff to make other revisions. The revision before you today is done in a manner in which to comply with the previous resolution you passed on December 17th, 2019, that accepted the investigative report of Barbara Kriz regarding a grievance pertaining to proper classification and compensation of an employee. And that resolution required a review of the plan, and which was completed by your interim city manager, that revealed a total of 4 positions recommended for reclassification and proper grading from an organizational structural standpoint to more closely align with the job descriptions that they were afforded. The job descriptions are in fact attached to your meeting packet. They are not a part of the ordinance, however, they are in there for your review. So after being previously aware of this situation and the need to amend the city's existing classification and compensation plan to reflect these reclassifications of 4 administrative assistants with proper job descriptions to a new classification titled executive assistants, and that would be for the fire department, police department, public services, and utilities administration with a grade of 28, effective as of the date of the Kriz report, being in December 2019, or the day of transfer to that position, as you were informed earlier, of which would apply. So again, the ordinance encompasses the review of the compensation classification system, the job duties performed by these individuals and other administrative assistants, and at this time, it was determined that these 4 positions more closely align to the job descriptions that you have in front of you, which are executive assistants for those 4 particular departments. We should also find or note that The Human Resources Department is doing a comprehensive and thorough review of all individual employees and their classification and compensation, so as to make it aligned to the compensation study that has been received, and that there will be future changes to the classification compensation plan. But for reasons relating to the CRIS report, these classifications need amendment now to show that the proper classifications of these 4 individuals are done, effective on the date specified. And again, this is a first reading.
To follow Robert's Rules of Order, the chair will accept a motion and a second so that we can enter into discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 1956 as read, as
Thank you.
presented.
Thank you, Commissioner Atkins. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Sears. We are in discussion.
I think part of the explanation that our city attorney just shared with us about the fact that we're looking at all of the reclassification of all of our city employees, that this is just the first step of hopefully many of those updated recommendations to follow.
That's correct, and you've seen even like when fire longevity pay was implemented so as to align to what the police and 911 center, so all hazardous duty employees would receive. You're seeing a systematic review of HR of the city's entire structure, which is happening for the first time in the city in a very significant way. And so, as opposed to waiting until it's all done, which is rather large task, this kind of piecemeal approach has been the preferred method of implementation.
Yeah,
Yes.
motion's been made and seconded.
Call for the question.
Question's been called. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Atkins,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Paris.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Saris.
Yes.
Seeing that there is no further business to come before this pared-down commission, Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion for us to adjourn, but I also want to cause and ask us to pause for a moment of reflection on Kevin and Cottle and his family, as his wife is undergoing a second surgery early this morning.
Thank you, sir, for that. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned.